mentioned, you all have different use cases, and of course you want to begin configuring your platform. It's Loft is like, of course, it's more than just about community management. It's a no code white label platform that allows you great customization, and you can configure the platform as per your each individual use case like you mentioned. And and this is what today's webinar is all about. And you would have to excuse me because I have a really bad viral infection, so I might be, clearing my throat a lot, but excuse me for that. All right. Okay. So once you log in as a free user on the platform, you're gonna land on the homepage where you should be able to see the newsfeed here. On the left-hand side, you can see the navigation menu, which is completely customizable. On the right-hand side, you can see some widgets, again, customizable. And the first thing that you want to do when you log in as a free user is assign yourself to an organization. So if you haven't already assigned yourself to one, go ahead, create one. If you want to assign yourself to an organization that already exists, you should also be able to do that. I have already assigned myself to this organization here, and my organization profile is complete. I have added the logo, the header image, contact information, social media information, description, and everything so that it appears in the organization database or is published in the organization database. So I would recommend everyone to fill out their organization profile firstly. The second thing that you want to do after doing this is go into the admin area and look at the settings. So here we have a few settings, the platform settings, and that's what primarily we're going to focus on today. General settings are all about the look and feel of your platform, right? So when we go into here, we have some basic stuff like name and description, which is quite self-explanatory. This is going to be the name of your platform. This is the description, and just make sure that the description is sufficient and adequate, because when you are listed under other communities and when other platforms want to become a member of your community, they can just read the description, know what the platform is about, and easily just become a member. Then we have the URL. And in the URL here, you can, of course, edit the current URL. You can write the new one here. But when you upgrade to another package, to a higher package, then you also get the ability to customize your URL with your own domain to match your preferences, which means that loftos.com over here will be replaced by your own company domain. Then we have colors, logo, and favicon, which basically is what makes the visual appearance of your platform. And primary color is basically mostly used on the platform, so it is used for all your buttons that you see over here, any toggles that you see on the platform, the navigation scroll bars that you see here, and also emails that are sent out to people. For example, the primary color also appears on those emails. Secondary color is currently used in very small, minute elements on the platform. So I would recommend just focusing mainly on the primary color, because that is what it is displayed mostly on the platform. So I would recommend just working with this for now. Color for navigation is, of course, again, quite simple. This is the color for navigation, and you want to choose a color that looks great in contrast to the colors of your main logo. So, the logo of your company, you can just choose the colors according to your brand. Main logo is this is where you're going to be uploading your main logo. So all emails that are sent out from the platform, or on, it appears on all the cookie banners, or when the user is not logged in, so the login page that you see on the platform, the main logo is displayed there. Logo for navigation is, so this is where logo for navigation is displayed, and you can see what it would look like against the color of the navigation. So we give you a quick preview over here as well. Just make sure to choose a high resolution image. For favicon, so favicon is, we recently introduced this. This is the little logo that you see here on the tab of a browser. So you can choose that here, and again, it should be a high resolution image, mostly like 512 into 512 pixels. So once you choose that, it should just appear over here. Of course, this looks, it's not very visible because of the colors, but of course, when you have a better logo, bigger logo with better colors, it's going to appear here quite smoothly. For the languages, so with the current free package, you can only have one additional language alongside English. But of course, when you upgrade to a higher package, you also get the flexibility of selecting multiple languages for your platform. Then we have contact information, which is used in the imprint and in the footer of your emails. So just be sure to enter your organization name, email address, phone number, and all the essential details so that if any user wants to contact your organization, or some contact person from the organization, they should be able to just by looking at the footer of the email. And then we have legal notice. So you should be able to add a legal notice, by either like add a custom legal notice, which means that you can create one from scratch. Or you can also, if you have it documented somewhere else, and you can also add that link here. And when users click on legal notice button, they will directly be redirected to that link. So legal notice also appears in the footer of your emails, as well as users should also be able to see the legal notice from here. Similarly, same goes for terms of usage. These are all like legal agreements that you can, edit as per your liking. For example, you can again create a blank terms of usage from scratch if you wish to, or you can use the ones that we currently have. Like we have given a few templates here in German and in English. So if you want to use our templates, you can always do that, and we also give you the flexibility of customizing these legal agreements as per your requirement. Right. So that's pretty much what makes the look and feel of your platform. Before we move on to the next topic, I would just like to know if you guys have any questions regarding the general settings. Yes. Yeah. So yeah, basically, I'm sorry if I wasn't clear before. From the navigation area, once you log in as a free user, so you are the admin of that platform.
Yes.
So once you click on admin area here, you are taken to these settings. And then one of them is
Yes.
platform settings. So when you click on this, you go under general settings, and then you have module settings and navigation
Okay.
settings.
Okay.
Does that answer your
Very
question?
good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Great. No problem. Any other question? So once you bump up to any of our other pricing packages that we have on, let me also, maybe Tomash, you want to pitch in on this?
Yeah, exactly. Any of our pricing modules includes language, although they have a limit on how many languages. So from LoftOS Essential onwards, I believe you have unlimited languages. But again, since we have so many features, let me just confirm that.
No,
From
that's
exactly. From LoftOS Essential, you have access to
languages and
every
translate.
language. And
Okay.
just to reiterate the language, how it works here, it creates essentially a sort of copy of your platform, a live copy of your platform in the other language with automated translation. You can, of course, edit navigation entries and tailor sort of like the translation to match what you need. Also, content is live translated using machine translation, state of the art one. It should be very good. You can always, however, also edit content as an admin, but maybe this might be going a bit too deep for now. Right.
All right. Any other questions? Okay, so if there's none for now, then we can move to the next topic, which are module settings and navigation settings. So before we go into that, I just want to mention here that module settings and navigation settings go hand in hand. When you're working with module settings, you're creating databases. So when you create a database, you also want to link that to the navigation menu. So of course, this is where you would be able to do that. So we're just going to look into navigation settings real quick, and I'm going to show you that it's quite simple to customize your navigation. So this is where it all this is what it looks like right now: home, events, knowledge base. And you can see that under navigation settings we also have home, events, knowledge base, and this is a drop down menu. And here you can also see that this is a drop down menu. So we created this. You can always create drop down menus and have cluster entries under those menus, and it is quite simple. So you create a navigation entry point, and then you can mark that or enable that as a drop down menu simply just by clicking on this toggle. So once you do that, this is merely a drop down entry in the navigation menu, and it includes all the cluster entries. So once you've done that, you can then create more and more entry points, and then you can start clustering them or grouping them under this main drop down menu. So this is what it would look like. And as you can also see, when I click on this onboarding and training and project board here, they both exist under the knowledge base as it does here. So we're going to go ahead and create a new entry point just so that I can show you how we can actually pin or put in a new navigation entry point into the navigation menu here. So let's go ahead and create one. Let's say that I want to create an about us page, or there are multiple things that we can do. I can create a feedback form and link that here in the navigation menu. But for now, let's say that I want to create an about us page, and luckily I was able to create a quick page here that I can just show you. We have recently launched one of our most popular features. This is the pages module, and here you can see that I've created this page. It's an about us page. I can link this to my navigation entry so that when my new users click here, they actually see what the platform is all about. So what we can do here is we can just highlight this using the background color, and let's say that I want to choose one of the colors from the navigation. Just highlighting this here so it is quite apparent when users log in. I want to have the text styles as bold. We have a library of icons that you can use here. It literally could be anything. Let's just use this for now. And of course, if you want to add more icons to the library, you can always let us know and we can do that for you. This is the drop down menu. If I wanted to create a drop down menu, I would just enable this, but for now, we're not going to go with it. Tags are mostly when you want to put in like importance on this navigation entry, or you want to highlight something, or you want to just give out additional information. For example, this I want my users to see that this is new, so I'm just going to add a tag here. And as you can see, it gives us a quick preview also. So I'm going to change the colors to something more lighter or darker, and this is it. This is what it would look like. Now we have created the visual appearance of this navigation entry point, and I will also soon show you what it would look like in the navigation menu. But this is the important point where you need to link something to this navigation entry point. So here we have a target where we have multiple options. Now, if I were to create like an offers database, I would just choose database as an option here, and choose offers as one of the databases. And then if I had created some database and module settings, I would just choose that and link it over here. So let's say if I choose this, when my users click on this button or in this navigation entry point, they would be taken to Sustainable Products database. But for now, we're not doing this. We will be connecting a page here, and I'll show you that how. Secondly, we have modules. So here you can choose any module that you want to link to this entry point. It could be members, it could be events, it could be groups. Like in, let's say that the groups page or the events page, you want to put that in here. So when users click on this, they are displayed with the overview of events or overview of groups and so on and so forth. Um, then we have single entity, which means that you want to link like a single piece of offer or single request, or a single event to this navigation entry point, just to maybe highlight it or give it more importance. Let's say that I want to link a singular event and not the events page to this entry point, but just a single event. Then I would choose single entity, choose event as my option, and then search for the event that I want to link here. So I've already created this event, and I can just choose this event. And now when the users would click on this button, they would directly be taken to this particular event rather than on the events overview page. Then we have external link. Yeah, so go ahead, please. Right. Okay, of course. So on the navigation here, you see events, right? So this is the events page where all your events are listed. Yeah, does anyone have a question? All right, so this is the events page where all your events would be listed. But let's say that I want to highlight just one event, or I just want a single, event to be connected to this entry point. Then instead of choosing the module events, I would choose the single entity and then choose one particular event. And for example, this is the webinar event that I had created. So instead of linking this entire page, I would actually just link this one particular event to this entry point. And then what would happen is that once I link this and once users click on this, they would be redirected to this webinar event rather than on the entire events page that you can see here. Moving on to then external link. So external link helps you when you want to link any external documentation, or maybe a form or something to one of the navigation entry points. You should be able to do that. And then we have start a chat with a user. This is when you want to maybe link, a contact person on the platform. You want to just link them there so that when users click on this button, they're directly taken to this person's profile where they can have a quick chat with them using our messaging feature. So these are a few options that we can, incorporate here. However, for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use pages as a single entity. And instead of linking the entire pages overview, I'm just going to choose one single page here. That is this one that I created. And I'm going to go ahead and save this. But before that, the visibility of this page is super important. So who gets to see this? You can pick and choose. Is it visible for everyone, or is it just visible for a few packages that are that you create? Like, is it visible for public? Is it visible for the default package, or any new packages that you create? You can also choose that here, and this page would only be visible to those people. Yeah, go ahead, please. Is there a question?
Not a comment by Thomas. Maybe you can.
Yeah, it was just an addendum to packages that works sort of as a rule system for your users, where you can decide groups sort of users. You can like cluster them according to packages, and then decide what can they do on your platform. Can they see particular modules? Can they access certain databases? Can they read your blog posts, etc., etc.? So you can do this all across the board, across the whole platform. And you can also decide, hey, can they also create content? Can they also create their own events? Can they also create their own posts, etc.? So just it's also another complex thing that we're probably not going to dive too much in this webinar, but again, it plays here into the visibility. You can also tailor the visibility of your navigation according to these rule sets that you create for different types of users.
Yeah, thank you for that, Tomasz. Absolutely. Um, exactly what he said. And then lastly, we have this option here to open this in a new tab so users are not distracted when they click on this. And I'm just going to save this right here. And when I refresh this page, I can see the entry point that I have just created in the navigation area. So you can always drag and drop this, somewhere on the top in order of importance, and you can simply just drag and drop it like this. But yeah, for now, this is the navigation entry point that we created. And when I click on this, it takes me to the page that I have just recently linked. And you should be able to see that here. So, yeah, do you have any questions about the navigation settings or, anything related to the navigation? Okay, so before we jump into module settings, I would just like to highlight here that we have extensive documentation and support articles on all modules like offers, organizations, requests. And it's super important that, you guys know about like what offers are and what requests are so that when you're configuring them or when you're creating databases for this, you know that it really aligns with the goals or expectations that you have with the platform. So for example, like offers, why would I create offers, or why would I want my users to create offers? Because like I know that if I create a database, users can create or broadcast their products, their services, their technologies to the network. And it could be anything as basic as, like, in layman terms, like job offers or services that their organization is providing, or any solutions that startups want to showcase. All of those can go in the offers, right? And let's say that I am a company and I want to use this platform to develop a database for showcasing sustainable products and solutions. What I can do is that I can just create a database here, and then I would want my users to add products that are like eco-friendly or are energy efficient. So what I've done here is that I have created a database here. And when I clicked on offers, I land on this page where you can see databases. You can see the type of content that will go in these databases, any attributes that you want to apply to the type of content, and labels, and so on and so forth. So we're going to touch upon these one by one, but the first one is databases, where you can create multiple databases for offers, for requests. And all these offers, requests, and organization module settings are kind of somewhat similar, just with very minute differences, but they're mostly similar and have the same options here for types and attributes. So this offers database here is, by default, it is it's the ecosystem database, so this exists here. Now you can't do much with this, you can't really change its name, and you realize that, all right, this does not cut it for my use case, so I want to create a new database, just the same way that I have created for let's say sustainable products here. So once I go in here, I can change the settings of this entire database. For example, like the name. And before we like jump into this, let me also show you what it would look like, when you are creating an offer. So for example, on the home page, let's say that I am creating an offer, and here I can see certain types of offers that I can create, which very much match with this offers database and the certain types that we have here, for example. So each database has its own type of content. Here we have service, software, hardware, and you can see that all of this is displayed here: service, software, hardware, and the users at the time of creation of that offer would be able to see all of this. But you as an admin can control what the user sees on this page. So you can either disable these types or enable more types or create more types. And we're going to go into that a bit later, but just to show you how creating an offer works. You simply create an offer, choose a type, and start creating one as per your own, whatever your content is. So currently, this is what the offers database looks like. Now, the one that I created here is somewhat different because it will have more types. So here we have the name, and you can edit the name of this database as per your liking. Here we have the link. That you can, it's auto generated, but you can always change it. This is the description of the database, just to describe what this database is all about. Again, you can change icons from here. You can also decide or select whether or not your offers will have the edit area within your my offers area, or you want to have like a separate dedicated area for editing these offers. That's something that comes later on, and you don't need to decide this right now. And then we have the header image, which means that you can put up a image that best resonates with the kind of content that your database will have. This is just for visual appeal and those kind of purposes, but it's best to always upload the image in 5:2 ratio. Then we have access, and this is what Tomasz also mentioned, that currently, so we have packages, and these are a few default ones that are already in the system. So like public package is, when people have not registered on your platform already, that though those people just belong to the public package. Pending package is when people have registered on your platform but are pending approval. So during that time, when they're waiting for approval, what they see, you can also decide that, like, do they see nothing at all on this platform, or they see everything. And then default package is when your users have registered and they have been let in on the platform. They can see the content, and they can also create content or create offers per se in this situation. And you can also decide whether they don't get to create offers, they get to create limited offers, or they get to create unlimited number of offers within this database. Of course, you can create more packages, but that's a topic for another day. But yes, you can certainly create more packages. Then we come to the content part, which is quite important because this decides what kind of content the database will have. So these are all the ecosystem types that we have here, but these are a few that I just created because I realized that they just don't cut it for my use case. I am not satisfied with the current ecosystem types, so I want to create my own types, and this is what I've done here. And to quickly show you how to create a type, you can go into manage types, and it's going to take you to the same page as clicking over here would do. So when I click on types, it takes me to this page where I can see the type of content that is going to go in this database. So here we have the ecosystem types, like I mentioned, and these are the individual types that match much more with your use case. So I already created these two, but I feel like I want to create one more, and we can call that recycled products. And it's as simple as that. Just create a type. And here you would see a lot of sections. Now, before we go into sections, I would just like to show you that how you can enable these types within the database. So let me just go back to databases, sustainable products. This is what we're working with. I go under content, and then here you go. This says, this appears right here, and I can just quickly go ahead and enable this. Now, what this would do is that when my users would be creating these sustainable products, they can just click on this. And once they click on my sustainable products and click on plus entry, let me just quickly refresh the page. You will see that recycled products will also appear here as the third type of content that the users can create. So there you go. Now, when I click on recycle products as a user, I can upload an image of my offer, I can enter the title, I can add the description, and I can see all these details here that, I can fill out. And as an admin, as a platform admin, you get to control what your users will see on this page. Like, you don't want them to see these details? Sure, no problem. You don't want them to see these target customers? You can remove this from here. And it's quite simple to do that. We're going to go back to the type we're discussing, which is recycled products. And here you can see that, we have all these sections that I mentioned. So the header image, which is a system section, and it doesn't provide a lot of customizability because, it's best practice that your users upload images of the offer, enter a title for better reach and for matching purposes. So, however, what you can edit is the details section. So here you say that this does not really align with the kind of offers that my users will create. So I can just turn it off from here. Or I can pick and choose what I don't want them to see. So I can disable that from here as well. But when I save this, you can see that this is inactive from here. Now, what this means is that when my users are going to be creating their offer, they will no longer see the details section. So I go to recycle products, I scroll down, and you can see that the details section is completely gone. I can also remove target customers from here if I want to. I can just deactivate it and this would be gone from here as well. Um, but I also want my users to fill out some essential information that I don't already see here in the sections already. So what I can do here is I can create a new section. And before I go ahead and create a new section, I would just like to ask if you guys are following me at all, or are you completely lost? Or I can understand that it gets a bit overwhelming, but you can just let me know if you have any questions. Yes, definitely. So when you are creating databases, you don't have to create one database. So you can create multiple databases and then have different access settings for each particular database. So, for example, you only want this database to be visible to the default package, then you can just enable this here as unlimited, and then you can set that as none to all other packages that you have. The same goes on for another database that you create. So whatever content you want to display in that database, that's fine. It doesn't have to be a buy and sell thing. It could just be a display of your technologies, or like you mentioned, your solutions, or anything that you want to display can go as an offer in these databases. And then you can choose the access by creating furthermore packages and then assigning that package here, and then limiting access of a particular database for other packages and just keeping it enabled for this particular one that you want to which where you want them to see. So all of that can be controlled from the access area, and also in simultaneously with the packages that we have. I don't think we have the ability to control the visibility of each offer in the database, right?
So, do you mean like a pre-approval or something like that? And I think this would have to be over custom sections, and in these sections you have package permissions. So if you go to a custom section here, right, you can decide what the package permissions are. So this would be something that you can decide, hey, do I let these users see it? Do I let those users see it? These can't see it, right? So maybe the public people can see it. Maybe the only like mentors or like our staff can see it. So this is something you can do.
To do that. So certain information can be visible to certain packages when they are creating an offer. Yeah, you should be able to do that from the package permission area.
Maybe just one thing here. So we can kind of like dissociate this from this word offers. Really, what you can build with these types of databases does not have to be related at all with product, right? It can really be like a portfolio of IPs or technologies that you're offering. So really, you can build it up as you want. It's sort of like a custom database that's just following sort of the template of an offer, right, that we already have as a default setting, but you can make it really as you want, right, really as customized as you want. It doesn't need to be anything related to a product, just to clarify there. It is.
Okay.
And actually, so far our matching is between offers and requests, sort of like supply and demand, right? But we are also changing this. At the end of the year, we'll have custom matching so that you'll be able to link, essentially create your own custom matching criteria and say, okay, look, we have these attributes, we have those attributes, let's link those. And that's how the matching is going to be calculated. So you'll have a lot of flexibility to build your own matchmaking system.
Okay, so I was just speaking about the customizability of these sections and how you can have like more information on the offer creation page. And yeah, so here we were. Let's say I create a new section and we can call it additional attributes because you want these users to put in more information on the offer. And here you can select like who gets to see this section. So like you mentioned, only a certain group can see this section on the offer. You can just choose that and you can save it. And then the section would automatically be created here, and you can then go ahead and add like additional attributes. So for example, here we have the attributes option. You can either choose free text, which means if you want them to explain something or give out additional information, you can choose free text as an option. We have single choice, multiple choice for just selecting a few options of the attributes. Then linear scale is mostly for rating purposes, and file upload is if you want them to upload any solutions or any literally anything. If you want them to upload, you can just choose that and they would be able to upload a PDF or whatever on the offer. So we're going to go ahead with multiple choice for now. And just related to the recycled products, I want my users to fill out the material composition of their offer. And they can either choose from these options. So plastic, glass, and I can add as many as I want. And I can just go ahead and click on save. So when I click here, this is how it is created. I can also change the look of how it would look like in width, and I can make this a required field because I think that this is important information that needs to be filled out. And here we can see the additional attributes have been created. And now when my users would be creating an offer, they would be able to see these additional attributes at the time of creating that offer. So I click on recycled products, I scroll down, and here I see the additional attributes, and I can choose whether this is plastic, glass, paper, and I can just choose that at the time of creating this offer. So that's how easily you can create sections and add on whatever information or whatever additional attributes you want on the offers or requests, and really depends on your use case. Do you have any questions about the attributes? All right. Okay. So attributes can also be created from here. You can create a list of attributes here, and then you can choose. You can go back and choose from the existing ones that you have created. So, for example, if I click here and click on an attribute, I can choose from the existing ones, or I can go ahead and create new ones. But either way, you can create your attributes from directly from the sections, or you can create attributes from the attributes tab here. Then we have labels, and labels are mostly used to organize your data. Like you can group, labels into categories. So apply labels to your offers or to your requests, but also you can use labels as filters, or you can restrict content in your databases using labels. So one way to do that is, and just use like one example here is, this approved by admin. This is mostly used for when you want like pre-approved, or you want like certain content to be approved by admins first before they can even make it to the database. So you can create that label here simply by clicking on label group. You can have additional um, labels, and you can call it whatever. You can say label A, and then you can apply that on the offers or requests. So let's go ahead to the databases and see how we can restrict content using labels. So here, in this database that we're working with, under content, we have the restriction option, where you can restrict the content by either a label group that you have created, or you can use the existing options that we have here. So, for example, you only want offers from organizations of like a certain region to be displayed in the database. You can go ahead, choose the country, and then only offers that belong to organizations of that database would appear in that database. So you can either choose this, or you can create your own label groups, or we can even choose from certain attributes. For example, I click on the attribute here, and I say that only offers which have this label on them will make it to this particular database, this the sustainable products one. So I can just simply restrict my content like this. But let's say I'm not using this, I'm going to use another label group that we've created, and we say that only offers that have yes labeled on them would appear in this database. So we've chosen this, and now what we can do is we can go ahead and apply this label on the offer. So one significant difference between attributes and labels is that labels can only be applied by the admins. That means you. And attributes can be chosen by anyone who's creating an offer. They can just choose the attribute at the time of creation. So but this gives you the flexibility to restrict your content and only have certain content in databases, just by creating these restrictions. So we give you this flexibility. And yeah, now if we go into any of the offer, let's say we go in here, sorry, let's say we go into content management, and we click on either of the offers, and here I can just go in the administrator area, and as an admin, this is where I can apply the label from. So I say that approved by admin, and once I enable this, it will appear in the offers database. So here we have, yeah, please go ahead. No, unfortunately, this is kind of like a workaround that allows you to, execute this, but you don't get a notification for, accepting an offer into the database. but you can see all the offers that were created by going into admin and then into offers, and you can see a list of offers that were created, and then you can also see the labels here. So you simply go into the offer and administrator and then just approve it or reject it from here. Yeah, you would have to go from content management and see the offers there. Okay. And then, so labels are, yes, you can create restrictions with that, and also you can create filters. So for example, filters can also be used with the in alignment with the attributes, not just labels. So for example, I enable this filter here, and also here I just activate the filter, and then I want this to be the main filter, which means that it appears on the database. So when I go here and I click on this database, it appears as one of the I'm sorry, which let me just quickly go ahead and see what I enabled it for. All right, yeah, for sustainable products, I just want to enable one of these filters, which is the material composition. Yeah, there you go. And now when I go to this particular database from here, I should be able to see this like this. So I click on this. I just want to see products that where user selected plastic as the material composition. I can just choose this, and only those offers would appear here. So like you can use this for a million other use cases. You don't have to, of course, go with this. You can filter content by like certain labels. You can filter content by certain attributes. Really depends on how you have structured this. But yeah, so this is how you can use labels and attributes for filters and for creating restrictions per content. Do you have any questions so far about this? Okay. So yeah, I guess this brings us to the end of the webinar. Unless I'm missing something, Flo and Tomasz, you can please feel free to pitch in.
All good. We can jump to pages and packages shortly.
All right. Okay. So for pages, if no one has any other question, and like I mentioned, we recently introduced pages, and it has become quite popular amongst our customers. It can be used to create like a landing page. It can be used to create a page about maybe your company. For various other reasons, you can create pages and add in information. So this is the one that I created. It gives you the flexibility to have buttons and everything, but let's go ahead and create a new one. I'm just going to add another template to this. So here we have the header, where we give you certain templates to choose from. So what you can do is you can maybe choose this template here, and it's quite easy, and we have really customized it to the extent that you can remove certain elements from the pages view. For example, if I want to remove this small title from here, I can just disable it. If I don't want both these buttons, I can remove the buttons from here as well. And it's quite easy to edit the text. Like there's literally no coding required. You can just add in whatever you want to add here under title, for example, pages and overview. And then you can go ahead and add in your text here that you probably might want to explain or just put in. And then we have call to action buttons that allow you to link external like link addresses here. And then, for example, I do this and I say that this opens in a new tab. And I just go ahead and save this. So when users would click here, they would be taken to, redirected to this website here. So it's just literally as simple as that. Creating it has become quite easy and quite like flexible. Then of course we have other options, like for example, if you want to display maybe your features, or you want to put in like how many startups you have, or how many members you have on your platform, or how many requests you have. If you want to showcase that, you can always go ahead and add this here. We have the option to change icons, and like of course change the colors as well, which is much closer to your branding. Again, you can change the text here, add in more text here, and change icons separately. The number gives you the flexibility to write in whatever, and of course change the text here as well. And then we have the ability to also change the transform this into these templates here that you can use, and you can style it the way you want to, however you want to, and change the alignment and color of the background here. So this is just for the headers. Then if you want to highlight maybe your features, we also have given the option here to maybe add in images, or write down text on top of those images. Like let's say you choose this template. This is overflowing with practical features. You can add in whatever features you want to add that your company or organization provides. Then like this, this is just one template. We have of course other templates as well that you might want to use them differently, or use it for more or less the same thing. Then we have call to action buttons, where you can again like link different addresses to your buttons here. And yeah, these kind of work the same way. So if you want to add logos, for example, people have different partners, or their community partners, maybe who it is funded by, then you can always choose one of these templates and add the logos here. And it's gonna appear, of course, on your page. Then we have given the option for separate text fields. If you just want to include text without any images, then you can have like text titles, or just certain text, and it can go on and on, and you can just create multiple pages, or you can create one, however you want it. um, Previously we didn't have the option for adding videos, but now we also give you the option to add videos along with images. So if you want to add little clips here, or maybe even use it for, let's say you want to upload your old webinars or recorded sessions, you can always add them here as well. Simply you can for the same reason, you can use cards and add in images here just for more visual appeal, and it looks really nice. You can add in cards here with your separate images. And then lastly, we have FAQ and map. So FAQ is when on the about us page, you want you probably know that your users have a lot of questions, or there are frequently asked questions. You can always address them here, so users don't have to come to you later on to ask for questions that you have probably already addressed here. You can always share the link to your page as well. And then the map here, this is this one we recently introduced, the heated map, where you can let's just a second, you can upload the you can select the database type, like where most of the organizations or corporates are. You can just select this. And of course right now I don't have any organizations in my on my platform, but then they would appear over here where all those corporates or organizations belong to which region. They would appear here, and it just gives like a nice visual touch to your pages that you can add here, just to showcase where your organizations belong on the map. So yeah, that's you can change the dark theme and light theme accordingly as well. But this is pretty much it for pages. And do you have any questions about this so far? Yeah, you should. But I mean, before registration, Tomash, is that supposed to be like on the so if not before the registration, I mean, you can link it to one of the navigation entries, but yes, you can definitely have a separate landing page.
Yeah, you can do landing pages, and that's the idea. Also, that you'll be able to make your own landing pages. You can also say, for example, the pages we showed so far were sort of like integrated into the platform, but we can also remove things like the navigation and the header bar, and then it just looks like any other sort of website, right? So
Yeah.
you can just remove those, and it works as a landing page.
Yeah, so when you hide the sidebar and like hide the platform header, you can, you click on open, and it just works like as any kind of any website or like a landing page. But not sure about if you can view it before the registration. But all right, so I have saved it. Oh, okay, yeah, there you go. So this is what it would look like.
But I think it's possible because you just can link the registration within the call to action buttons, right?
Yeah, of
That's
course.
what you are looking for, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, for that purpose, sure. But before the registration, yeah, would work.
URL, so you can change it
Okay.
if you want. So depending on package, it might have this LoftOS logo, but if you go with I think the essentials one, then you can already like use your own domains, right?
Hmm.
So you can have different URLs.
All right. Um, okay, so we are done with pages. This is the whole functionality. But of course, is there anything else that we can touch upon today that would be essential to your use case?